Joining me now, two guests that we're going to talk about auto repairs, so don't go away on this one. William Vazquez, who is the general manager of this shop that we're going to mention in a second, and George Maajoun, who is the president of Honest One Auto Care. They're located in Carrollwood. They want to get that point out right. Okay, so this is what they call National Automotive Service Professionals Week. That would be June the 11th through the 17th. You know, people and getting their cars fixed, it's one of these painful things, and you're trying to make it more enjoyable for me. How do you make it? You do everything for free, right? Is that how you make it enjoyable for me?
We wish we could. And in the automotive field, there's so much you can take on and take off, but we try to make everything as flexible as we can for every customer.
And George, the biggest complaint that people have about auto repair shops, because I know you're trying to deal with that, and what's that? Communication or surprise on the price?
I think the biggest complaint would be basically at the education of what they're getting.
Right.
You know, they're not educated enough on what they're getting. So it's just like you're getting items that are not necessarily needed on the vehicle. Well, why aren't they educated on it?
People, when they get a car fixed, they want to get it done as cheap as possible. Yet the first time anything goes wrong, even with a used car that you buy, they'll go, wait a minute, you didn't tell me about this. Is that because cars are so complicated now?
Today's vehicles are a little bit different than yesterday's vehicles. There are so many computers on the vehicle today. On our side, we have to be so much knowledgeable now on the vehicle. So when we present something, we show something to our guests, we definitely bring them out to the car and we show them what this got going on, so we don't have that kind of surprise, or the guests have that kind of surprise.
And now the cars nowadays, you plug in one of those little meters and it kind of tells you what's going on. Are those fairly reliable in terms of what's going on with the vehicle?
Depending, there's different types of scanners. There's the high-tech scanners, and there's ones you can go to kind of like an auto parts store and check it that way. So there's different types of scanners, and that include different diagnostic prices.
So if I want to have a good experience getting a car fixed, what's the number one thing that I should do?
Okay.
To have a good experience, number one, you should always study the shop you're going to, visit the shop that you're going to, and when you go inside, see if they greet it with a happy smile, and the people inside are really taking care of you, not just your pocket.
Now, also get an estimate. But can you comparison shop with the estimate? Do you? Because most people, when they want to get the car fixed, it's kind of like, well, I'm just going to get it fixed. I don't want to shop around.
Okay, well, the easiest way to get an estimate would be, obviously, if you do shop around, just take in consideration that you're shopping apples for apples. So if you're going to get a part price cost to you, it would be based on the. Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Freezing up here.
Go ahead. So if you want to get it, the part's going to be pretty consistent, right? Is it the labor that kind of throws people off? And what is the going rate for labor these days, anyway?
Going rate for labor today could be anywhere from 89 to 129. Depends on which shop you go to. Depends on where the shop is. How many people are in the shop. It all varies. The equipment, what kind of vehicle you have, what kind of vehicle you drive. Some independent shops only stay with one market with one kind of vehicle. So it depends. The rate ranges from different pricing.
George, the mindset is that if I go to a dealership, it's going to cost me a lot more versus going to an independent shop like yours. True or false?
It is going to cost you more.
Now, why is that?
And it's going to cost you more because a shop like ours is less cost to maintain, and a dealership is a little bit higher to maintain. The benefits of going to a dealership is they do recalls, they do manufacturer warranties, and items of that sort. But also, the benefits coming to us is we work on all makes and models, not just the brand of a vehicle.
Now, I also noticed that according to your notes, that 65% of your customers, that's a pretty high percentage, are female customers.
Correct.
Do you treat them differently? Do they get flowers? Do they get chocolates when they come in the door?
It's funny you mentioned that because we institute that every lady that comes into our shop, and when they're leaving, we will present them with a rose.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, folks. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great. So talk to me more about the repairs. Now, in cars, it's the minor repairs that can get very bad. But you know, all of us are of the mindset, man, I don't want to pay for tomorrow's fix. I want to pay for what needs to be fixed today. How do you convince people that they need to do these kind of things on their cars, or it's just going to get worse?
That's very easy, actually. All they need to do is follow the manufacturer's guidelines on their owner's manual. Yeah, recommendations, absolutely. And that'll tell you exactly what needs to get done. If you want the most out of your vehicle, drivability-wise and longevity-wise, you just follow those items there. And we'll be more than happy to print them out for you, which we do for every customer as well.
Can people do any negotiating with you? Because I know when you buy a car, you can negotiate. But when it comes to getting something repaired, should people think that they can come in and wheel deal and say, well, you want $1,000 for that, how about I just give you $800? I mean, you can't do that, can you?
No, we actually have a lot of coupons on our website and actually gone out, and those coupons are very, very, very good. They're very good coupons, and you can definitely use those as well.
Now, some organizations have gotten a bad reputation because you go in to get one thing done, and all of a sudden, this one thing that was advertised at one price, they say, well, by the way, you should really have this done, and this done, and this done. And what you're looking at that probably would have cost $100, all of a sudden is at $800. Should that be a flag to you that maybe there's something wrong?
I think transparency is the biggest thing in auto repair that comes with education. So if they were transparent on telling them these are the fees established with that, just like when you call to get a price quote from different competitors, you're calling to get that price quote thinking that's with taxes and with fees.
Right.
Not just underestimate that. And then when you go in, oh, by the way, we forgot to add the taxes, fees, and
That's why when I always say, what's my out the door price? And if that should be a taxes as well. Now, is there a little pressure on you because your name is Honest One Auto Care?
Yes.
I mean, does that put more pressure on you to say, hey, we've got the name Honest in our title, so we've got to live up to that?
No, actually, we confide in that. We're very inspired by that in our text as well. We actually have copyrighted Home with the Honest Mechanics. So we go that far in doing that, knowing that we are very transparent and we give you, we're the real deal. We tell you exactly how it is, what needs to get done, how much it is, and we'll greet you with a handshake and walk you out the door to your vehicle.
One thing that's changed is that oil changes. I can remember it used to be every 3,000 miles, and of course as a teenager I'm going, you sure that wasn't like 6,000 or 10,000 because I didn't have the money? How important is it? Because a lot of the vehicles are now up to 6,000 miles, right?
A lot of vehicles can go up to 6,000 miles depending on the oil that you use on the vehicles. Some full synthetics on some vehicles out there, you can almost go 10,000 miles. Our recommendation on all oil changes, conventional oil changes or semi-synthetic should be anywhere from 35 to 5,000. It's the tops. When it's a full synthetic, you can go up to 8,000 miles, but we recommend at least 7,500.
And what's the difference between a synthetic and a synthetic blend? Because I saw the price of synthetics, and there was one place I looked was $100, but the synthetic blend was like 80 or 79.
Okay, so synthetic blend, there's different molecules in the oil. Oil is made out of molecules, so there's bigger and smaller molecules. So the viscosity difference in how the engine works with it. So the full synthetic is thinner, so it makes your car run better and last longer as well.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay, so their place is called Honest One Auto Care. And good tips to remember, man. Get that estimate and then hold people accountable for the money that they say that they're going to charge us. Okay?
Correct. Yep.
Thank you so much. And my car needs the oil changed out and back. So if you
Come and see us. Come and see us.
guys, good talking to you.
Yeah.